I love my parents to death. They raised me with so much love. They raised me to be the man that you now see before you. However, they've also screwed me up big time. Bear with me. And this is not a grudge. This is nothing I hold against them. They did this in love. They allowed me to stay in my comfort zone for far too long. I lived with my parents until I was 30 years old. Sure, I was getting my master's degree. I was working a job. I was making money, but I hadn't developed independence. I hadn't developed the ability to live by myself. I was too dependent on them. I was simply too comfortable. Brother, I am now 38 years old. I got married this year, and I can tell you, my life only truly began after I got married. Young men listening to this, get married as quickly as possible. Take responsibility for somebody else as quickly as possible. There's a reason why most millionaires, most highly successful people are married. The woman will center you. She will give you incentive to work hard, to do the things you're called to do the things you know inside your heart you have to do. There's a reason God created marriage. He didn't do it to punish us with monogamy. He did it to bless us, to help us, knowing that this is what we need in order to fulfill our potentials. Now, does that mean you cannot be single and be successful and love life and live purposefully? That's not what I'm saying. But in my experience, I wish I would have gotten married much sooner. I wish I would have taken the responsibility for my life and other people's lives much sooner, because this is truly when I started living life, when the clock started ticking. I now feel more pressure than I ever did in my life. My life today is more challenging, more difficult than it's ever been before. But brother, it's also much more rewarding, much more enjoyable, much more purposeful. I'm much happier today than I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It is necessary for a man to take up responsibility for himself, for his life, for his woman, and eventually for his family. It is necessary to step up to the plate, step outside your comfort zone, and to sacrifice. This is truly what it boils down to. You want this life. You want to live it at a high level. You have to sacrifice. You want to get in shape. You want to get ripped. You have to sacrifice. You have to get those workouts in. You have to start eating properly. You're going to have to give up all those vices that are holding you back. You want to be more successful in your relationships. You'll have to sacrifice. You can't just do it your way. You want to be more successful financially, you will have to sacrifice. Brother, nothing worth having in this life can be obtained without sacrifice. Accept the salvation through Jesus Christ. Yes. Even that, however, outside of salvation, living life as a Christian, living life as an honest man, requires sacrifice, requires saying no to the things that do not benefit you, do not build you up. Saying no to a lot of things of this world that give you temporary pleasure, but ultimately end up breaking you. Young men watching this, get married early. Take up responsibility. Jump into the fire as early as you can. This life is short. You don't have a lot of time. You do not have a lot of time. You have to act with urgency. You have to act quickly. Create a family. Take responsibility. Build yourself up to become that individual that can withstand anything the world throws at him. A man that will not break. However, you cannot develop that individual physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, inside your comfort zone. You cannot develop that individual doing what you have been done for the past 5, 10, 20 years. You gotta act quickly. You gotta step outside that comfort zone. Step into the fire. Truly, believe me, it will hurt, it will be painful. You will experience fear and anxiety like never before, and you will experience life at its highest level when you overcome these things. We need more strong men in this world. We need more fathers. We need more honest people. Men of their word, men of faith, men of God. The world is dying for these people. People like you, people like me. We don't need more single mom households. We don't need more people who live for pleasure, who have no purpose and no meaning, who fail to fulfill their roles in this world. We don't need more of those people. God doesn't need those people. Step out of your comfort zone. To live the life that you want, you will have to die to your old self. Your new life, as they say, will cost you your old one. I can attest to that, brother. I can attest to that, and I can tell you it's gonna hurt, but it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna give you purpose like nothing else. You're gonna learn to love it. Do not, my brother, please do not make the mistake I made and stay in your comfort zone for too long. Life is way too short for that, brother. Let's get it. Let's get it.